Hello and welcome to How to Deal When the Shit Gets Real podcast. I'm Rietta.
And I'm Connie, and today we're having our bonus episode.
Because, bonus content is needed. Plus, we need a break, y'all.
Always. And why not listen to your two favorite people?
Exactly. And the sun is finally out today. I don't know about everybody else, but it felt like days we went without seeing the sun. So, welcome back, sun.
Yeah, it already feels like it's starting to try to be spring around me. I'm like, oh, we're getting into the 30s and 40s. But I know that, what's going to come is like a week of negative whatever, because that's the Midwest weather.
By you, for sure. Last week was wild. It was 17, and then it was 70. And now we're back to like 40. So it's been very weird. I'm like, can we just pick a temperature and stay there?
Yeah, if it's going to be cold, let it be cold. Well, you know how it goes in spring. Like there's like a random week where it feels like winter again. And it's like, what the hell is going on? And it does the same thing in winter. I'm like, what? Why?
I always think of that Robin Williams jokes when he says like, flowers are acting like Anne Hesh going, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it was super weird.
He was a great actor. I love Robin Williams.
Yes, he's fantastic. Oh, miss him so much.
I know. It doesn't even feel real that he's not. Like, it's like, oh yeah, he should be around. And he's definitely not.
He's definitely not. I know.
Definitely not.
We were kind of talking about that last night about, Heath Ledger being gone and how all of like our favorite people are getting older now and are probably going to stop acting eventually. And it just makes you feel old.
Yep. Well, and it's really funny because, I mean, it's not a typical actor for somebody to really like when they're 30, but I've always really liked Bruce Willis, and now he can't act anymore, and he has it's not dementia. It's like
he has an advanced stage or a very aggressive form of Alzheimer's.
Yes. And so I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna see another one. Oh.
No, I definitely relate to that. We just talked about Bruce Willis too the other night. His wife posts updates occasionally on her Instagram about like what's going on with them, and it's always so sad to see that he's just like pretty much unrecognizable.
Oh yeah. And now Quentin Tarantino will be done doing movies soon. What's the next film?
If I remember right, it's called The Movie Critic, because he always said from the get-go he was either going to do 10 films or retire when he's 60. And this is essentially going to be both because he's going to be 60 this year. And then it'll be film number 10. Technically, some people say he's done more than 10 because Kill Bill, if you count Kill Bill both sections separately, he's already done 10. But if you count it as one movie, then it's 9.
Yeah. Kill Bill is an interesting film.
Those are, I think, some of the few Tarantino's I haven't seen. I think I've seen all the. Yeah, I actually haven't seen those.
I feel like I watched them at grandma's house.
Really?
Yeah.
What's funny is like my mom is not a big movie person and she loves Kill Bill 1 and 2. She's like, you haven't seen them? They're great. And I'm like, wait a minute, you've seen Kill Bill?
Yeah, it was me and her. We were watching them at grandma's house. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Apparently, you and grandma were watching them. Well, like we said, we kind of touched on briefly. Some of his movies have been a little not so great, and then some ones are really good.
Well, it all depends on like the person and what you like.
That too.
And his movies are all super, super long. At least it feels like it to me anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them are long. Reservoir Dogs is a classic. Hateful Eight was really good.
I don't think I've seen either of those.
No?
I might have seen Hateful Eight. It's hard to remember all of the movies I've seen. Unless I really liked it and I watched it more than once.
Well, and I didn't see Pulp Fiction until way later in life. And I'm like, this is a very strange movie.
Yeah, Tom hates it. And I've always wanted to watch it because I've seen clips of it. And what was it? And since he doesn't like it, I never ended up watching it. There it is.
You should watch it just to see like if you agree with him, if you hate it or not.
Maybe one day if I ever get to watch a movie again. Because it's like I'm so tired that it's like, okay, I can't even get through half a movie. A movie the other day, and yep, couldn't. I was like, okay, I'm tired, turn it off. But also,
Yeah.
it was like a really weird movie, so I was like, I don't even know if this is worth finishing. Like, if it really grabbed me, but it was a really weird. It got really weird vibes. I thought I was like, because so it's called Haunting of like the Queen Anne or something. It was a scary movie, and I was like, cool. Well, like the whole intro is like random clips of the movie of like scary parts. I was like, well, this is weird. Like, what am I watching? And
Hmm.
that's just like the beginning, and it just gets weird. Like, I don't know, like it's just like bad, not bad acting, but it's just not. I don't know. I was like, what is going on here? Because it gave me. Have you ever seen the movie Ghost Ship?
Oh yeah.
It's another
Terrible
it's another
movie.
I love that movie. But I
Oh
thought like,
really? Oh.
oh yeah, I love that movie. Like me and my girlfriend were obsessed with it when we were younger. But this is worse acting.
Okay. That's funny though that you're talking about it because we were on the way to Kyle's ceremony today. We were talking about Svengoolie and all the weird movies that he shows every Saturday night.
What? Who is this? What?
You are from Chicago and you don't know who Svengoolie is?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, for Connie and everybody else, th- in the Chicagoland area on like regular TV. God, he's been on TV forever. There's a guy, his name is Svengoolie, and he like dresses up really goofy. Can't really explain it, so you'd have to like Google him. But he's got like makeup on and he wears a goofy hat. Every Saturday night, I think it's 7 o'clock, he plays movies, but it's always really weird movies. Like he'll play like The Blob, or he'll play like
Mm-hmm.
just really like, and it's usually old movies, like usually like old black and white movies. But that's what he does, and he's been on TV forever. So we were talking about all the weird movies that Svengoolie shows on TV.
That's funny. I have friends that are like kind of into like the really old black and white horror films, and I'm like, not about it.
Yeah, he plays like original like Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's that one? I'll have to Google it. Where it's like the monster that lives in the water, but it's like the really old school one, and he's got like the big like ear looking things.
No, yeah, that's exactly the one that my friend likes. My friend and her husband really like that. It's like the Swamp Man,
Yeah, the
something.
swamp
Yes,
monster or something. And yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
Yeah, no, not a fan. Give me the good old Conjuring. Yeah. Tom, like that's like Tom's like go-to movie is The Conjuring. Bored, want something on in the background? The Conjuring. I can't tell you how many times. Actually, when I
Have you
gave
seen the
birth,
other two?
oh yeah, we've seen all of them. But he always goes back to the first one. He likes that one the most. But I think even after I gave birth to Theo, we were in like the mother's like room or whatever, and we were waiting to get like checked out, and the guy to do the infant photo to try to scam you into those photos because they're definitely a scam because they wanted $300 for like 8 photos, and
Yeah, they're expensive.
me and Tom both looked like crap, and then like, and I think there were like two or three of those of me and him in the photos, and then like two or three of like Theo's like feet, his hands, like, and him just being a tiny baby, and I'm like, you want $300 for fucking 5 photos,
See,
and I
mine
don't
were
even
cheap.
like, and I don't even like two of them.
Yeah,
No
mine were
thanks.
cheap.
Oh, somebody told me that they get them for free, and I was like, not at the hospital I was at. It was
Yeah.
clearly like,
Actually, I
give
think
me
mine were
money.
free or the insurance covered them because I don't ever remember paying for them.
Yeah, they were a huge scam. I was like, you guys are a lot. But anyway, the guy comes in and he had like the Conjuring on because Tom brought a fire stick and put it up to the TV and so that we could like stream Netflix and stuff. And
There's
so
a new one coming out, isn't there?
probably
I think
there's
there's a
always a
new
new
one
one.
coming out.
There's going to be a million because it got so popular.
Well, and it's, Ed and Lorraine Warren they were real people. So,
Yeah. And so then it has even more. intrigued because you're like, oh well, it's based on a true story, so you like it even more.
Yep, exactly. Um, and she passed away. Actually, I think they both passed away.
Yeah, no, they both passed away. He died
Yeah.
first, and then she died recently. Like it was within like the last couple of years, I want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we always say that, and then you look it up and it's like, it's been 5 years. And you're like, oh, never mind.
That's true. Okay, let's go on what Tom calls as imright.com, which is Google. Let's see what imright.com says. So she died in 2019. So I'd say that's pretty recent.
And what about him?
He died in 2006. He died a long time ago. I knew he
Oh,
died a while back,
yeah.
but I knew
So she
hers was like
died
relatively recent, which I'd say 2019
5
is
years
kind of
ago.
yeah.
5 years
So you
ago.
were right. You were right. I did think it was like a little bit like I thought it was like COVID, like 2020, 2021. But also, I mean, it's 2024 and that blows my mind. So it's fine.
I just knew it was like kind of a big deal because they were trying to figure out what to do with their relic room, and then like their daughter, son, their
Daughter.
child took it.
Yeah, they only have one. They have a daughter,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
that's right.
believe.
Because in the movies, that was the little girl. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Well, and
um,
now all of a sudden, you know what? I probably think it's fresher in my mind because HBO Max like put out like a small docu series on them.
oh
That's
yeah,
probably why it feels sooner to me.
probably. Uh, I really like those movies too. They were probably like the first more recent horror movies that I actually thought were good because I feel like for a time there, for a while, the horror movies were terrible. Like all the newer
Yes.
ones. I was like, can we get a good horror movie,
Well, and
please?
yeah, they are. And or it's like a slasher. And it's like, I don't need to see people get killed for stupid fucking reasons. A good haunting sounds great. Like possession, that sounds like that, like it looks good on screen. You know,
Yeah.
like a
I
slasher.
was
I don't feel the need to see just a bunch of people getting like killed for apparently no reason.
I was actually pleasantly surprised at how decent the newest Scream movie was because it was actually pretty good. Speaking of slashers, but yeah, I really want to see that the new Exorcist because they brought back the mom from the original Exorcist for the new one, and I was like, okay, if this has a tie-in, I kind of have to see what's going on.
It's not a great tie-in.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, it was fine. We couldn't make it through it
Uh,
because basically, well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but like
yeah, don't ruin it.
what killed it for me is like, you know how normally it's like a priest exorcising. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this time they're trying to say, well, that doesn't work. A priest can't
Mm-hmm.
exorcise the demon, and that it has to be like an African tribe that does it instead. And
Hmm.
like, and it was, I mean, it was like pretty creepy, but we thought that like so in the beginning it was like no, you're taking them to the hospital like right away. What is going, you don't see that your daughter's acting freaking weird? Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like, because it was like from the get-go when these girls are found, because like that's the whole premise of it, is that these
Yeah,
girls
I
get
saw that
lost
in the
for like
preview.
for 3 days and then they come back and they were like, what? And it's like, dude, these kids are like, you could tell they're messed up. We were just
Mm-hmm.
like, no. Who's just like, yeah, let me bring my messed up kid home. No problem.
Yeah.
Randomly creeping you out? No, not a problem. Not a problem at all. You're just like, that's like I get for, I guess for an exorcism movie. We're like, that's so stupid. You're leaving that kid in the
Yeah.
hospital. Let's be real. Their feet are fucked up. Like, come on. You're not just gonna
Well,
take a kid home.
that's a lot of horror movies now. They're pretty terrible because they just don't give a good storyline or they're redoing shit that they've already done because they can't think of anything new.
Oh
It's
my
all
god, there's
just
a ton of that. There's a ton of like, I don't know, let's just redo this movie. Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah. I haven't seen a really good scary movie in a while. I was trying to think the last one I saw, but I can't even think of one.
The newest Conjuring movie. Yeah, it's what was it? The Devil. It's not the devil, you know. It's something else.
The Devil
But
Within You or something like that.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I haven't seen the most recent one.
Oh yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
I have to watch it.
Like it's all over the place though, because I've seen some people. The devil made me do it.
Yeah,
That's what
there you
it's
go.
called. Because we had friends that didn't like it, but me and Tom thought it was decent.
Yeah, I know a
But
bunch of
that one
people
is
told
even.
me
Sorry.
to watch the Pope's Exorcist or
Oh,
whatever, and I
I
haven't watched
liked
that yet,
that
but I
one.
heard that was really crazy, so I'm gonna have to
That
watch that
one,
one.
no, that one was really good. We liked that one. We finished it. It was really good. But yeah, The Devil Made Me Do It. That one was really good because it had elements of like real life events for Ed and Lorraine Warren because like they fought for a guy to basically, I don't know if it was the insanity plea or what, but like basically it was like to accept the plea that he wasn't like that the devil made me do it,
Mhm.
basically, in the courtroom.
Yeah,
That it wasn't me, it was the devil.
I know a lot of people had a problem with that, like the real case in regards to that, because they felt
Yes.
that they were defending a murderer. Um,
Yes.
so a lot of people had a huge problem with them doing that. I don't know enough about it to have an opinion either way because I'm not informed enough to say like yes or no.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just thought it helped to make the movie really good, in my
But that
opinion.
makes sense why the movie is like
Yeah.
that then because like most of the movies are based on like one of their
Yeah. And then it was like a
whatever you
little bit
call it.
more about Lorraine literally helping the police to find like missing girls and stuff,
Mhm.
which I thought was also interesting.
That is interesting. I've been really into Gypsy Rose lately because she's out. So
Yeah. And then there's a new special on HBO about her, I think.
I watched the special of her from prison because I wanted to hear it from her, and I didn't want like, the 2020 Dateline version where they like say everything for her. Like, I
Hmm.
wanted to hear her talk about it. So I watched that one so far, which was really interesting. She seems like she's come a long way, and I hope that's the case because the poor thing has been through hell in a handbasket.
Yep. Yeah. I just can't imagine a mother like trying to make her child sick to get attention from doctors. It's so
Mhm.
crazy. Because
Right?
that's her story, right? That's why she told her boyfriend to kill her mother because her mother was making her sick and she really wasn't sick.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And she basically
Making sure I'm not confusing all the
it
shit that I see.
basically came down to the fact that she felt like it was like her or her mom. Like she felt like that was the only way out. But if you hear her talk now, obviously she says now like clearly like murder is never the solution for anything, but she was
She felt
abused.
hopeless.
hmm She was abused, she was manipulated, she was uneducated. She literally had a second grade education as a 23-year-oold
Oh my God.
because her mom pulled her out of school to help with the whole thing of like faking her being sick.
Yeah. Well, and because I think I saw it on Instagram, like a lot of states don't require you to like check in with the government that your kid is actually like learning. Like there's no requirements. You don't even
Uh-huh.
have to bring your kid to school. You don't have to say that they're learning something. You don't have to like sign them up for a program. It's just like peace out. Like I'm teaching my kid, I'm homeschooling them, and you don't have to tell anybody in some states, which is wild. You would think
Yeah.
you'd at least have to like check in and like do some of those like testing.
Right, exactly.
I know people hate testing and I mean I get it, but like there should be something that requires you to be like, yeah, they are actually getting an education and they are learning. Like you it's kind of shocking that that's not
No,
the case.
yeah, there should be, and then these doctors should have done more because there was 2 doctors that were, like, suspicious of her, like her mom, and they both were like,
Hmm.
"Oh, like, I didn't really have enough to prove it," and, like, blah, 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 and it's like, you failed her just as much as everybody else failed her.
Oh yeah. You know what's crazy though? This is the only doctor wise. Who would ever suspect of a mom shopping for a doctor for their son? Because
Mhm.
Theo had a rash. I wanted to go to the new doctor that's in my new town.
Mhm.
But they have yet to have like a wellness visit where it's just your standard like 12-month appointment, 18-month appointment, like whatever.
Mhm.
And so they're like, "Oh, well, no, you can't come and see the new doctor because you have yet to have a wellness visit." Because I had my wellness visit with his old doctor, and we have yet to have a new wellness visit because he doesn't need one until he's 2.
Mhm.
And I told so I went to the old doctor again, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, just coming in for, like, this rash." And he was like and I was like, "Yeah, I tried to get an appointment in Indiana with the new doctor, and they wouldn't let me until there's a wellness visit." And he said, "Yeah, that's to stop people from doctor shopping." And I was like,
Mhm.
"I would have never thought of somebody going to a pediatrician to, like, doctor shop."
Yep,
Like,
that's I
never
mean,
would have crossed my mind.
that's essentially what Gypsy's mom was doing. Like, she'd take her to a
Exactly.
doctor. Once they kind of started asking too many questions or getting suspicious, then she'd move on to another one, and then she'd just
Yep.
keep it going and going. What really blew my mind, though, is how she was able to get so many doctors to perform unnecessary surgeries. Like,
Wow.
she had her salivary glands removed and, like, which resulted in her losing almost all of her teeth and, like, all
What
sorts
the
of crazy
fuck?
surgery on her eyes, like, all sorts of
Wow.
crazy things, and it's like, what were these doctors looking
Doing.
at?
Yeah. Um, and how can a mom put their child through all of those things?
That on as as people with
Never.
fully functioning minds will probably never understand
Oh,
that, and
no.
with her dead, we can't ask her.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Not that we would probably get a straight answer anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. It's
That was the one
wild,
thing
wild, wild.
that was the one thing that was weird about Jeffrey Dahmer. He just talked about it like he was going to the grocery store. It didn't bug him at all. Where, a lot of other serial killers are like, "What? I didn't do that. I don't know why that body was there." But Dahmer was like, "Yeah, I did it. It was cool. I don't know. I wanted to see what happened if I drilled into his brain." And you're just like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Yeah. Well, that's why I like that series on Netflix where they go and they interview serial killers.
Oh yeah, the
Fuck,
tapes. It's like the
yes.
confession tapes or whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I was like, I like those. I was like, that's fucking interesting.
Yeah, they are interesting. Bundy tried to deny everything until the end. He tried to negotiate his way till the end, and then they
Hmm.
executed him. Like the day he was being executed, he was trying to be like, "Oh, I'll tell you more stuff. I'll tell you where the bodies are if you don't kill me." And they were like, "No, you tried that. We're done playing this game.
We know, buddy. We got your number.
You can die now. We're done with you."
Exactly. Uh, yeah. But as the older I've gotten, though, the more like, because like I know it's a stereotype on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, of the mom or like young girl who loves the serial killer shit. I'm like, yeah, why is that becoming me? What the hell?
Been there. So you're just joining the rest of us. Been there. I love
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
stuff.
basically.
Kyle jokes all the time. He's like, "Have you researched enough yet to kill me off?" And I'm like, "No."
Maybe,
FBI, if you're listening, this is totally not real. This is a joke between
obviously.
my husband and I. Because I watch Forensic Files a lot of times, like, or Dateline or whatever, like, while I'm going to sleep, like, to fall asleep. And he's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "This
Well,
show
see,
is awesome."
no, yeah, no, I don't watch those quite yet. I was like, no, no, I will not, because my mother-in-law watches all of them. So I'm like, I will not watch those. But anything else, yeah. Oh, and podcasts. Because when I was commuting, oh my God, yeah, the serial killer podcast, 10 out of 10, would always listen to.
Have you watched Only Murders in the Building?
I've watched some of it.
It's pretty funny and, like, interesting all at the same time. But I love Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena
Yes,
Gomez.
yes. Yeah, no, I think I watched like 2 seasons. I don't remember how
Oh,
many seasons are out.
You're farther than we are then. Kyle and I just started watching it not too long ago, so we're like, I think we're still on the first season.
Yeah. And I can't remember that. I was just like, I don't remember if I forgot about it because like that happens a lot. Oh no, it's because we stopped paying for Hulu and then we just restarted playing, not playing, but paying for Hulu.
Yeah. Who's gotten a little pricey, but
Well, because Disney like way upped their yearly price. So I'm like, okay, well maybe we'll switch it to monthly because I need it for little guy because he watches Bluey a lot. I mean, I guess I could just do that off of YouTube, but whatever. Anyway, um, sorry, I'm sleepy. Anyway, they offered a decent bundle for Hulu. It wasn't with TV or anything, which I don't care about. I don't watch I don't want to watch live TV.
mhm.
But it was Hulu, no ads, and Disney, no ads, and it was like $15 a month. So I was like, that's fine. That's just
Yeah.
replacing my Netflix bill. But now I hate that Netflix has fucking ads. And even though I have T-Mobile
It
paying
does?
for it, yes, now
Mine
they're doing
doesn't.
ad. You're gonna get an email shortly that tells
Oh,
you
yay. Awesome.
because there's 3 tiers now, or maybe they added another tier, but T-Mobile stopped paying for the one with no ads. So now
Ah.
instead it's the one with ads. And I'm like, I hate you all, you know.
Yeah, I'll have to
They I,
see.
and I literally like was at my mother-in-law's house. I'm like, when the fuck did Netflix get ads?
Yeah, that's super weird. I don't
And
like
I'm
that.
also and I'm also like, now do I want to cancel Netflix? Even though I'm getting it for free, it just annoys me to have ads.
Oh, I
And
love
that's why they do
Netflix.
it because and that's why they do it because they want you to pay the upcharge so that
Yeah.
you don't have ads or
Yeah, so
not
you have no
even look
ads.
into it and you don't even see how much you're paying.
Yeah, we have the Hulu Live bundled with the Disney Plus and the ESPN Plus because we like sports. So that's the bundle we have. I know everything's
It
gotten so expensive, but I did look out. We changed internets. We changed to the Verizon Fios, and I got a free Xbox, and two $200 gift cards, and a $50 gift card. So I'll take it.
yeah. Yeah, actually my mother-in-law was like, I think I should just pay for Comcast or whatever just because of how expensive like the Hulu with the live TV has gotten.
Yeah, it's pretty much the
And
same as cable.
and then adding in other then adding in like Netflix and like other streaming apps, she's like, I just feel like it's as expensive, if not more expensive. And I'm like, you're not wrong. But we have we're only paying for 2 streaming services. All the other ones are covered through T-Mobile.
Yeah, I think we only pay for Hulu because same T-Mobile pays for our Netflix. You share your Paramount with us, which we don't
It's
really
not
use very
expensive,
often. Yeah,
and
and
it's
I
also
mean,
not very
I,
expensive.
I hop on there every once in a while to see if there's like anything, like a movie or something that I want to watch. But other
Yes,
than that, because like Amazon Prime is included with Prime,
Prime. Yep.
so I mean that's not really an extra. So yeah, really the only one we pay for is Hulu.
Yeah, we pay for the Hulu bundle discount, whatever, that's 14.99 or whatnot. And then they had a bundle for Paramount Plus and Show. I think it was, no, it's not Show. No, it is Show. And that was like $10 a month. And I was like, fine. But we're not paying for Netflix. And we're not paying for Apple Plus was also given to us through uh
Yeah, through Verizon or through T-Mobile.
yeah, through T-Mobile. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah, we have that one, but I don't like ever use it.
No, and you can't tell, or it's hard to tell what is included and what they want you to pay money for. Like,
Yeah,
because on the Apple like Plus TV app, it's like, oh no, you can rent or buy it, but it's not included with the streaming service, and it's hard to tell what is what.
yeah, it is.
So, and I just don't care enough. I don't even think it's on our TV at the moment because we
There you
don't.
go.
There's not anything worth watching.
Yeah. Actually, what really pissed me off, and this is not Hulu's fault, this is I will never buy another LG TV again. Um, quick rant before we disconnect. So Hulu obviously consistently updates their platform, right? So that they can run efficiently and yada yada
Hmm.
yada. But LG, which runs off of like Web OS or something like that, doesn't update. So because it doesn't update, it doesn't stay up to parameters with Hulu, and I can no longer run Hulu on my very expensive OLED LG
TV.
smart TV because they don't update it. I was like,
What?
what kind of poppycock is that?
Yes,
So now, if we want to watch TV up front, we have to run the Hulu through the Xbox and not through the TV directly because
that's annoying.
it won't run, or it'll run really shittily where it like is constantly like buffering. I'm like, why would you think this is okay? So I will never buy another LG TV again.
Actually, I'll never buy LG, period. Because also now that you've told me that, and my mom, her LG appliances fucking crapped out within like maybe 4 or 5 years. And like appliances should last longer
Oh
than
yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I mean, it's a it's a beautiful TV, but like you can't because you're too lazy to fucking update it. Like that's I'm not buying any ever again.
Well,
Ever
now
again.
I'm glad that we bought a Samsung instead of an LG.
Most of ours are Samsung. And actually originally we had bought a Samsung for the front and it had like it was one of those ones that was like recalled. Like they just randomly had a problem with the batch for whatever reason. Um and Kyle like got a bad taste in his mouth. He's like, "Let's just get a different one." I was like, "Okay." So that's how we ended up with it. But the bedroom TV, the TV upstairs, actually the TV upstairs was originally my TV before I even married Kyle, and it's still going. And it's a Samsung.
Yep.
So,
We always had really good luck with, well, Tom always had Vizio. And then
Vizios are nice.
we upgraded our TV downstairs to Samsung. And then what was it, like TLC or some shitty, it's not a great brand. And I remember we got it for really cheap, was in our room, but it keeps doing this glitch where like you'll be on an app watching a show, it'll randomly shut off for no reason.
That's fun.
And yeah, so then we went and I think he got another Vizio for upstairs. Or
Yeah.
he got a Vizio. We used to have a Vizio. We got rid of that one and we got the Samsung. So, yep.
I've never had any problems with Samsung. And even when I did, because I did have one that had like issues, Samsung replaced it for free. So,
That happened to me with a TV, but it was one that I won. We had like a senior night and they were like raffling off prizes, and I won like a 23-inch TV, and I was about to go into college, so I was like, this is freaking perfect. And I kept having like a problem with it. Like I can't remember what happened. The screen wasn't working right though. And they
yeah,
sent
it
me
was
a new
something with
one.
my screen too. It was like it was getting like lines in it for no reason.
But it was
Usually they
something
would fix
weird.
it, but it was more expensive for them to fix it than to just send me a brand new one. So they sent me a brand new one.
They couldn't figure out what was wrong with mine, so they sent me a new one. And I can't even
See,
remember what brand it was at all because it was literally, I can't even tell you how many years ago.
see? Good customer service, y'all. So don't buy LG, buy Samsung.
Or
The
whatever
end.
brand you like, whatever. And we will see you all, guys. We'll see you at the next episode. Have a wonderful Friday or whenever you're listening to it. Have a wonderful day.